Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This video is about the poem A Tiger in the Zoo by Leslie Norris. This poem contrasts a tiger in the zoo with the tiger in its natural habitat. The poem moves from the zoo to the jungle and back again to the zoo. So let's start reading the poem. He stalks in his vivid stripes the few steps of his cage on pads of velvet quiet in his quiet rage. Now in the first stanza, he refers to the tiger. He is confined in the zoo and moves around. Stalks का मतलब moves around, walks in his vivid stripes. Vivid का मतलब bright colored और जो stripes हैं उसकी skin पर. The few steps of his cage. अब जो cage है, there is restricted area only and he moves in that cage. On pads of velvet quiet. Pads का मतलब जो उसके paws हैं वो velvet की तरह हैं. In his quiet rage. Rage का मतलब anger. He is in an angry mood as he cannot be free. So he is trying to control his anger by quietly walking in the limited area of the cage. There are a number of poetic devices used in the first stanza. So first of all we will do with the poetic devices. In the first line he refers to the tiger. So this is personification. Personification use किया हुआ है यहाँ पर. And then on pads of velvet quiet. Pads of velvet. This is metaphor. Metaphor में what happens is metaphor. The quality of one thing is transferred to another. Here his paws are not compared to velvet, but the quality of velvet is transferred into his paws. So pads of velvet is metaphor. Quiet rage. Quiet and rage. These are contradictory words. So when two contradictory words are used together, so this is oxymoron. Poetic device is oxymoron. Now the next stanza. He should be lurking in shadow, sliding through long grass near the water hole where plump deer pass. In the second stanza, the poet is trying to say, had the tiger not been in the zoo, he would have done. अगर जो टाइगर है अगर वो केज में नहीं होता तो वो क्या करता? लर्किंग इन शैडो. लर्किंग का मतलब टू बी हिडन. तो ही मस्ट हैव बीन और ही वुड हैव बीन लर्किंग इन शैडो. छुप जाता किसी शैडो में. स्लाइडिंग थ्रू लॉन्ग ग्रास. स्लाइडिंग थ्रू मतलब मूव क्विकली. ही वुड हैव मूव क्विकली थ्रू लॉन्ग ग्रास नियर द वाटर होल. वाटर होल क्या होता है? अ स्मॉल पॉन्ड लाइक वाटर सोर्स फॉर थर्स्टी एनिमल्स. तो वो वहां पर जाकर छुप जाता. कहां पर? जहां पर प्लम्प डियर पास. प्लम्प का मतलब वेरी हेल्दी वेल ब्रेड डियर वहां से निकलता, तो वो उनको पकड़ने के लिए वो छुप जाता. हैड ही नॉट बीन इन द केज. अब इसमें इस सेकंड स्टैंजा में कौन सी हमारी पोएटिक डिवाइसेस यूज हुई हैं? फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल एंजैबमेंट. एंजैबमेंट क्या होता है? when the sentence starts to the next line without any punctuation mark, as you can see in the second line. Second line there is no full stop, no question mark, nothing, and this is shifting to the next line. So this is enjambment. Then fourth line, plump and pass. This is alliteration. तो हमारे यहाँ पे alliteration और enjambment, these are poetic devices used. Now third stanza. He should be snarling around houses at the jungle's edge, baring his white fangs, his claws, terrorizing the village. अब थर्ड स्टैंजा में पोइट क्या कह रहे हैं कि अगर वो केज में नहीं होता तो फिर वो क्या करता? He should be snarling. स्नार्लिंग क्या होता है? एग्रेसिव ग्राउल. वो जो भयंकर आवाज निकालते हैं एनिमल्स. तो ही वुड हैव बीन स्नार्लिंग, मेकिंग एग्रेसिव ग्राउल नियर द हाउसेस एट द जंगल्स एज. जंगल्स एज मतलब जहाँ पे जो फॉरेस्ट खत्म हो रहा है और वहां से हाउसेस शुरू हो रहे हैं, तो वहां पे जाकर लोगों को डराता। बेरिंग इज वाइट फैंग्स। वाइट फैंग्स क्या होते हैं? जो शार्प, उनके जो दांत होते हैं, शार्प टूथ ऑफ द एनिमल। तो ही वुड हैव शोड देम हिज वाइट फैंग, हिज क्लॉज, क्लॉज मतलब पंजे, टेरराइजिंग द विलेज, पूरे गांव को, पूरे गांव वालों को डराता अगर अपनी इतनी भयंकर आवाज से। अब इसमें कौन सी हमारी पोएटिक डिवाइसेस यूज हुई हैं? इन द फर्स्ट लाइन इट इज एंजैबमेंट, देयर इज नो पंक्चुएशन मार्क, एंड देन स्नार्लिंग। जो स्नार्लिंग है, दिस इज अ वर्ड दैट डिनोट साउंड। जो वर्ड खुद में देखो साउंड भी है और जो वर्ड इन इटसेल्फ इज डिनोटिंग साउंड, सो दिस इज ओनोमेटोपिया। एंड देन यूज ऑफ कॉन्सोनेंट साउंड्स। अब वो क्या है देखो यहाँ पर, हिज, फैंग्स, हिज क्लॉज। अब यहाँ पे क्या हुआ है? विच वर्ड इज यूज? कौन सा कॉन्सोनेंट साउंड है? एस। एस इज रिपीटेडली यूज, सो दिस इज कॉन्सोनेंट इज यूज इन दिस line. Now the fourth stanza. But he is locked in a concrete cell, his strength behind bars, stalking the length of his cage, ignoring visitors. But unfortunately he is locked concrete cell में. Concrete cell क्या होता है? Something very solid made of cement, bricks and sand. So he is locked in that cell. His strength behind bars. जो उसकी strength है, his ferociousness is all behind bars. मतलब वो सलाखों के पीछे है. Stalking the length of his cage. Stalking मतलब जितनी length है केज की, बस उसमें ही वो move कर सकता है. He cannot go beyond the length of the cage. Ignoring visitors. Many people, visitors come to see him, but he ignores them. He doesn't like to be being watched or being keep an eye. He just ignores them. So the poetic devices used in this is, first is alliteration in second line, behind bars. B is used, so this is alliteration. And then second line again, his strength and bars. तो consonants S is repeatedly used. तो ये हमारा हो गया consonants. Now the last stanza. He hears the last voice at night, the patrolling cars, and stares with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars. The poet explains the agony and helplessness of the tiger. The tiger has no option but to stay in the cage, and when it's night, he hears the last voice. अब last voice किसकी होती है? पेट्रोलिंग कार्स की, जो गाइड करते हैं, those people who take care of the things around, and stares with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars. अब उसकी his eyes are very brilliant, very shining, and with those brilliant eyes he looks at the brilliant stars, and as he has no option and no choice but to be in the cage. The poet is trying to explain the condition of animals that are caged by human beings for their own fun. And he does it very beautifully. And the poetic devices used in this stanza are enjambment. अब third line में देखेंगे, there is no full stop. This is enjambment. And again in the third line, assonance. Assonance क्या? Use of I sound. With his brilliant. So I sound is repeatedly used. This is assonance. And then in the first line, he hears. This is alliteration. He hears. So this is all about this poem. Please like and subscribe my channel.